Okay. Hi, this is you're listening to KUAW Radio, Knowledge, Understanding, Wisdom. This is the Truth Be Told with myself, Tbeyb. Tuesday, 6 p.m. We are live. If you have a business or an event that you'll like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to email us at KUAW985 at gmail.com. If you're watching me live over, or we are available 24/7 on the website www.kuaw.org. If you're watching me live over Facebook, hey, and if you're listening to me over the air and you like to watch me live on Facebook, make sure to hop over to our Facebook page, KUAW Radio. Make sure to like and share that page with your family and friends so that they can enjoy the content that we have here on the radio station for you guys as well. Of course, we are KUAW across all social media sites, networks, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch. You can find us everywhere. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever your listening pleasures may take you. Alrighty. Hi, Mrs. Walker. So there is a few there's a few things that have caught my eye lately. This to go over and talk about. First, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Olympics. That's gonna since that's taking place. Them not choosing Shakar Richardson to go for the relays in the Team USA, even though her suspension will be lifted. They decided not to let her run still, or not to choose to, let her run. Straight BS. They also banned natural hair swim. Yeah, they did that. And now they're making the Olympic, the village, where the people sleep and stuff or whatever. They're making them sleep on beds made out of cardboard that only supports the weight of one person, so that the athletes are not being intimate with each other. Ah, man. I was like, so they said they was gonna make them sleep on some cardboard boxes. Like, their bed is actually set up on cardboard boxes. So to promote that, that they are not being intimate with each other. I don't know. I guess they don't have floors or bathrooms or whatever in Tokyo, because I mean, last time I checked, nah, I'm just saying. I just saying, but it's just a lot going on over there with the Olympics. They really didn't even want people really didn't even want the Olympics to take place. A girl tested positive for COVID today on Team USA gymnastics team. So, they really didn't want the even to have the Olympics because of, coronavirus and everything that we've been going through. Speaking of coronavirus, I'm hearing that it's revving itself back up apparently. Missouri happens to be a hot spot again for COVID-19. I guess it's a variant of it, a different variant of it or something like that. That's been going on and everything like that. So if you're in any of those cities, I think it was like Nebraska or Nevada, of course, Missouri. It was about 8 different states, travel advisory and stuff like that, or whatever. So if you're living in them states or you're traveling to them states, just be careful. I guess wear your mask. I don't know. I don't even know what to tell people about the coronavirus no more. People getting vaccinated, still getting it. Like, I don't understand. You can't tell people to get vaccinated. I mean, they still able to catch it and things like that. So I really don't know what to tell y'all about the coronavirus, but just be safe, wash your hands, check, make sure your surroundings and everything like that. And if you are in a hotspot city, then make sure you're just being cautious of what it is that you're doing and where you're going and things like that. Um, but yeah, so a lot of people they didn't even want the Olympics to take place. You got a lot of people saying that they're not gonna watch the Olympics, which I don't even know if I really sat down and watched the Olympics. I can't remember. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I did it, I had to be young, like with my watching it with my grandma or my grandpa or something. But in my older age, I don't older days, these days, I don't just sit and watch the Olympics. So, ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, that was rude. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, this triple homicide that took place in Kansas City, and it was the guy. Fortunately, the guy was caught who committed it. They caught him because he left money on the victim's bodies. I really don't know what was significant for that, but I know one of the victims was in high school or just graduated high school. So that was sad. You know, their grandmother, her, and I think a brother or something like that were all murdered, and that's crazy because it's like, what do you have going on in your life, and at that age to deserve or for something like that to happen, if especially if it wasn't like a home invasion, or it wasn't a robbery or nothing like that. It's like someone premeditated to kill you. That's just crazy. Kansas City, of course, with the homicides and the guns. It's summertime, you know what I'm saying? I just want all my people, all my listeners, just to make sure that you are aware of your surroundings, where you're going, and when you're going, the things that you are doing. Just because people out here, really have no regard for life, of one and of other people. Of it's seeming like their selves, just like anything, they just out here just doing whatever it is they feel they want to do, whatever they can do, not no regard for the things that they're putting people through, or that oh goodness gracious, I'm sorry, I can't stop yawning. And I swear it's only 6 o'clock, right? um but anyway, so yeah, that Camp City, you already know, summertime, you gotta keep it together. You gotta be safe, watch your surroundings, and just don't be encourage anyone around you that to just don't be out here doing dumb things, like don't be out here doing stupid stuff. Another thing that was recent, that I want to talk about was like a Florida man who was carrying a large Trump 2020 flag on the floor of the U.S. Senate during the Capitol riots. That happened like last January, something like that. Whenever that happened, yeah. Um, so he received 8 months in prison, and is the first felony sentence issued from the January 6th attack from storming the Capitol. 8 months, huh? Mm. Well, this system, boy, I tell you, I tell you, because if that was, our people that would have did some things like that, pretty sure the punishment would have been a lot worse. I guess it is a good thing. It is a good thing that it was a felony charge. It is something that follows you basically for the remainder of your life when you are a felon. So that's one thing about it. 8 months, I feel like you don't even have to do the full 8 months. You can get out in 2 or something like that. You know, I don't know, but then on the other hand of it too, and you guys let me know. Comment. What do you think should be a fair punishment for that crime? That's like domestic terrorism, right? So it's like, what will be what is the fair sentence? For that type of crime, right? Um, I mean, they didn't kill anyone, so I guess I don't know if it's terrorism or not, but I think it was domestic terrorism, and yeah, I just feel like if it would have been our people, if it the other way around, like if it was our people, then it was just would have been taken a lot more seriously. It would have been handled a lot differently and more strict in the punishment for the crime or whatever. And then and he's only the first one, so I don't know how many more sentences they plan on handing out. We really didn't even hear much about even this sentencing of going on, or this court thing, or whatever. If they know who these people were and everything like that. So we really, goodness gracious. I think it's because the arrow. I don't know. But we really haven't heard a lot about this, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't I just don't really know what we are expecting to happen. What it is that we will feel is a fair treatment to happen, you know, for the people that were involved in the storming of the Capitol. But I am glad to see, or you know, however, I am glad to see something happening. You know what I'm saying? I guess, yeah. I guess that's all I have to say about that. But again, you guys let me know what you guys feel is fair, and what you know you would want to see happen to those people that were involved. Oh, you know what I meant to say about the Olympics as well before I got off the topic of the Olympics? I don't know if y'all remember, but y'all should. Allison Felix, she was like really, really fast, right? But she took off Nike. The real thing around her, because you know, it's always publicity around people or whatever. So Nike dropped her after she got pregnant and had a baby and everything, become a mother. And so she built her own empire, you know what I'm saying? So now she wears her own shoes, her own clothes, and everything. And she went back and won the Olympics after giving birth to her child. So that was wonderful, you know, because women are put when we have to go through, you know, childbirth, bringing life into this world, you know, it's like a disease. It's treated more like a disease, especially when you look in like the workplace, and apparently things like the Olympics and sports pro, like the WNBA, and you know what I'm saying, things like that is looked like down upon, you know, even people that's in like in the music industry or whatever, like they don't want to mess up their body and things like that, are concerned they can't go on tour, they can't shoot videos, like all this other kind of stuff that they say you can't do just because you're with child, right? And I don't really think it's fair, you know. So I'm really proud that she came back, got herself back in shape, won, you know, built her empire, well, from what they took from her. Now, the reason that I'm talking about her is because she covered child care costs for the athletes in at the Tokyo Olympics. That was so dope. Like, that was just dope. Like, you really, because I mean, I didn't even think about that. Like, you know, think about what do these people children do, you know, well, hopefully they got spouses and, you know, stuff like that. And everyone is not going, maybe if I drink some water, I can quit yawning. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta try to do something because all this yawning. Terrible. Anyway, so yeah, so she covered all the child care costs for the athletes attending the Tokyo Olympics. So I thought that was a really good thing, and I just wanted to put that out there for you guys to say it, and you know, give her flowers. We gotta start giving people their flowers when they're here. You know what I'm saying, and not when someone passes away. Oh, with speaking of that, RP to legendary Biz Marquis. Who passed away and earlier this week. Um, so yeah, we, you know, I just wanted to put that out there, put that energy out there, support her, just, you know, say that on air to, you know, let people know that she did this, and you know, it was just a good thing. It's a good thing to share positive things that's going on in the world, especially in a world where we have so many negative things, you know, to dwell on, and all the negative things that's put in our face really to dwell on. Um, so let me see what I want to do here. Okay. So, Texas Senate passes a bill that no longer requires school to teach that the KKK is morally wrong. Um, and I'm gonna just read this because it's a little more that went into this, right? Which we've been talking about the critical race theory thing that's been coming over across education, and how they want to, you know, not teach certain things. You know, people have their feelings about it. Yeah, you guys know my feelings about it. I've stated it several times. Um, But it says the Texas Senate passed a bill to eliminate a requirement that public schools teach that the KKK is morally wrong, and morally wrong is in quotation marks. Um, that same bill dropped studying Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech as a curriculum requirement. And let's see, the start on history and should be stopped. And it's okay. So there's a couple of different conversations going on about it. There's a couple of different conversations that we can have about it. So let's start with saying that they no longer requires to teach that the KKK is morally wrong. Well, here's the thing. Teaching about the KKK, period, no one has to tell you that that's wrong, like, or right. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that it's a right or a wrong about, and I'm trying to make sure that this is coming across how I want it to come across, because I don't feel like you have to teach right and wrong. Just teach the facts, right? And you are able to decipher the. It's like, don't tell me or don't tell me how to think. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't tell me what to think. Just teach me how to think on my own. That's how I want to say that. Like, don't tell me what to think, just teach me how to think, right? And so when I mean like that is how to use my mind and over my emotions and everything like that, like how to think positive and how thinking controls, your reality, which they're not going to teach you that in public school. So, that's something that we have to teach at home. How to this energy, like what we really come to this earth for, what we're really here for is to, master controlling energy, you know what I'm saying? As humans, because that's what we do. Like, that's the universe, that's the world around us. It's energy, you know what I'm saying? Everything that we feel, what we attract, what we do is energy, right? So the things that we have is energy, so yeah, don't tell me, oh, think this is right and think this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me what to think, right? Because I want to be, our children need to be smart enough to be able to draw conclusions from facts. Just teach the facts. That's how I understand why this is so hard and why everyone has all these feelings again about it and everything like that. Like, teach the facts of the story. If you teach the facts of the story, you cannot go wrong. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to slavery, when it comes to, if you want to talk about white supremacy, you don't have to put a name on it, but you can teach the Oklahoma bombing. You can teach the Jim Crow laws. You can teach, like, these are things that happen. These are facts that happen in history. Like, those are not you don't have to put a title on it. I don't have to name it white supremacy to know that it's white supremacy. I don't even like the term white supremacy because they're not white. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're Europeans. The white is not even exist, just like black. It's a color. It does not describe people. So I wouldn't want them in school teaching the white supremacy anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fakeness in it. And I just don't understand why people get such in an uproar saying they're trying to control what we think or anything like that, when if you just stick to the facts, I can draw my own conclusion. I know what it is. I can see it for myself, and it's not in a opposition saying that. So if I don't tell you that the KKK is morally wrong, then it must be right. No, that's not saying that at all. It's just, I'm not. And here's the thing. Are they teaching that the KKK was morally wrong? Because I remember being in school, and yeah, you learn about the KKK and the things that the KKK did, but you learn about it as a religious organization, in which it is. You know what I'm saying? You learn about it for what it is. Didn't nobody ever tell me that the KKK was wrong. They just said that wasn't in the school book. It wasn't written like that. They just said what they did, how they went about it, and everything like that. It doesn't take a rocket science to the scientists to know that it's wrong to judge a whole group of people and harm them and lynch them and kill them and hunt them and set them on fire and set their houses on fire. And you know what I'm saying? That you don't need nobody to tell you that that's wrong. Like, golly, we have to start focusing on the things that really matter. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then the next part of that bill is saying that the same bill dropped Dr. Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. All right. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech was about integration, right? Being treated equally and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. I really don't remember the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I just remember that one day my children would sit in the classroom with these children and you know what I'm saying? That part of it or whatever, the end, you know? But to me, it was more so a promotion of wanting, begging for acceptance, and wanting to be integrated, you know, into the European society, which I think was one of the worst things that happened for our people. So I really don't care about them not teaching it. If you want to teach your child the Dr. King Martin, I have a dream speech, you can do that on your own. It don't really need to be a part of the school system. I mean, it is kind of a reason. Well, see, okay. Well, I guess it is two different things or two different ways to look at it, because it is part of the reason that we have integration right now, that we have an integrated society, I believe. You know what I'm saying? It was huge for him to have that speech on the Washington Memorial. There was a lot of people out there, you know what I'm saying? So I guess it is a good thing, a moment in history to have in the curriculum, just about what it is, the actual speech itself, you know, just like, but the civil rights movement. So it's like, are you taking out the civil rights movement, or you know what I'm saying? Like, how is this even going to work? You know, but just to have to, I just remember having to actually like learn the speech and stuff or whatever, and part of the time like that. Especially during like Black History Month and things like that. I don't think that's necessary. We can know that the speech took place and everything like that. We can learn about the moment in time, or moment in history, when he delivered the speech and everything like that. When you teach about him and everything, like, and teach about and his accomplishments, then yeah, we can talk, you know about those type of things and things like that. And those type of things will still be in there, but I don't think the actual speech has as much as importance as people want it to have, to where you have to know it and study it and write a book report over it and whatever is required of it today. It's like, I don't really feel like those are type of the things I need to have to be done in school. If you want that done for your child, then you can do that at home. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I wouldn't do it, because what? No. Like, integration was just not something, like I said, I don't know. So this person that wrote this was like trying to erase Martin Luther King Jr. That one speech, that's the whole thing. Everybody want to make it seem like Martin Luther King Jr. was famous for that one speech or whatever, you know? Like, he had plenty of speeches, he had plenty of marches, he did plenty of things for the civil rights movement outside of that one speech. So that is not erasing Martin Luther King Jr. Now, if they want to take out civil rights and all those type of things and put those in the category of critical race theory, then we're talking about something totally different, right? Because now you're changing history. Now you're not teaching history as it happened. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to go with this upcoming school year, about how these things are going to continue to unfold, and what's going to be taken out of the schools, and how they're going to rewrite these history books. I can't wait to get a hold of one so I can read it and just see, like, saying what's going on and how they're trying to, and just get an actual vision of proof of what it is that they're actually trying to do, say, erase, teach, whatever, and see how it was spread amongst, Texas always done their own thing. So I know it's a lot, different from everywhere else in the United States of America. So we shall see how this turns out. But like I said, I'm not too much bothered by it, really. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you guys feel about it. You can let me know in the comments, but I just feel like what am I looking for? I just feel like we can't be, let's see, yes, because it is a Eurocentric way of learning. So I want to see what's going to be next. Hey, Wendy. Hey, girl. How you doing? I missed you. But yeah, like I'm curious to see like what else they're gonna take out, how their surgeon is gonna try to teach, these things like, but like I said, we have to get in the habit of educating our own children anyway. We need to not depend on them to educate our children about the things that is in America that's going on, or the things that we feel like it's important for them to know. Like we can't keep we here's the thing, and I always remember Martin Luther King is like, how can you let your oppressor teach your children, educate your children? Like, it's a programming, from the age of 5, right? It's like, how can you give them that type of access to your children anyway? Like, I feel like the things that are going on is pushing us more and more into the people that we want to be, and we're trying to fight it because it seems so not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, and it's in some way they're teaching us to, or they're showing us, that we've been lying to y'all, we've been doing whatever we want to do. It's time for you to take control, take accountability for yourself, for your generations, for your children, you know what I'm saying, for your future generation, for the future of your own nation. Like, quit depending on your oppressor to feed you. You know how many people was excited about these food stamps that came out? I got on Facebook that day or whatever. I guess it was like the beginning of July or something like that. And all people were talking about was food stamps, food stamps, food stamps, and how they got all these food stamps and everything like that or whatever. Housing, we got Section 8. Now we talking about what the schools are talking about, what they're going to teach and what they're not going to teach. We find all these things to find a problem with instead of focusing on the solution, which the solution is us being self-sustainable on our own in our own nation, and quit depending on somebody else, or not somebody else. Quit depending on your oppressor to give you a helping hand. Like, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't even make sense to even think that way. So no, I'm not gonna argue with these people about what they decide to teach or what they decide to not teach or whatever, because in a minute, like, our children shouldn't even be going to their schools. It shouldn't even be matter what they say, how their curriculum go or anything like that. It shouldn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? If you really don't put your child in a private school or a chartered school, you know what I'm saying? Well, charter still more have to deal with like the state regulations and stuff like that or whatever. But private schools, like I said, teaching our own children. If COVID ain't taught me one thing, is that, baby, you can work from home, you can go to school from home. All technologies today, you do not have to be present in these buildings. You do not have to be set up in these buildings or anything like that. And that's what I'm saying. I promise, bro. If I have children today, if and when I have children, like, I promise they are going to be homeschooled. Like, I just need you to teach my children, help with the basics, reading, math, arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, stick to the basics or whatever, the things that like, and I handle everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm handle everything else or whatever, because what they're teaching anyway is a misconception of the truth. They're not teaching the facts, and then, like I said, just teach the facts. If you just stick to the facts, you don't have to worry about whether it's right or wrong. You don't have to worry about what they're putting in their head or anything like that. If we could just stick to the facts of what happened, we do have to. A lot of times, I know another thing Texas has been trying to do, especially with their books or whatever, it's kind of like rewrite history, and it's kind of like whitewashing it because they want to make it seem like it wasn't as bad as it was. So, like slavery, for instance, they want to teach that slavery was laborers coming over here looking for work from a better home life from Africa or whatever, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that or whatever. First of all, don't nobody come looking for no free labor that you beat into. You know what I'm saying? That you're forced to do. Ain't nobody coming up here looking for that. But it makes me think, right? If they could just change that like that, right? It's like that TikTok, they go, if they could just change that story just like that, they probably created that story in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more and more research that we do into who we were before slavery and everything like that, like, you realize that we were already here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that whole Atlantic slave trade that they try to blow up, that they've been teaching us anyway or whatever, seems more of a story they constructed anyway. So it's like, what do we care what they do with it? Right? Like, what do I care what y'all do with these stories that y'all told, that y'all made up or whatever? We need to focus on teaching our children that they didn't start with slavery. To teaching our children that you are not just a slave that was brought over here to work under the European or whatever and always be less than or, suppressed by or anything like that. That's why I'm cool with the critical race theory being a race, because I don't want you to teach our young children that that's who they are and that's where they started or anything like that. Like, I don't want you to teach them that. I want them to know that they were kings, they were queens, they were, royalty, that they were smart, they were architects, they were everything, scientists, right? Everything, you know what I'm saying? All these people that they were educators, right? This whole school system was set up by our people, innovators, you know what I'm saying? Teach them about bringing the Europeans out of the dark ages, taking them civilizing salvation, you know what I'm saying? Like, or civilizing our people, or like, stuff like that. Don't sit up here and keep teaching them a whole bunch of BS. Like, if that's the case, they don't need to be in that school system anyway. Like, the schools don't teach nothing. That's why they call it a prison pipeline. They don't teach you nothing but how to follow directions and listen to some stuff. And if you don't agree with it, they don't want you to say nothing about it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. You got to follow all these crazy old rules and everything like that. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for it. And I'm not mad about it. So they can keep talking about what they not going to teach, in the schools. I gotta take a break. I'm sorry. I'm sitting up here running my mouth. All right, y'all. I gotta take a break real quick. I'll ask you guys to use this time, like this video, share this video, and I'll be right back. community. Oh, speaking of what people got going on in the community, I'm sorry I meant to do this on the first half of the show, but better late than never. I want to give a shout out to Demario Gray and Rio Entertainment for the Peace Parade, second annual Peace Parade that he put on. I know last year we had him on his team on the show talking about it and everything like that. That was first year. It was a great event. Last year it was an even more successful event this year. Yeah, so if you guys didn't have a chance to attend, make sure that you are in the loop for next year and everything like that, because I think that's a wonderful event for our city. And yeah, so yeah, because we need to learn how to keep the peace around this mug. We got so much stuff going on in Kansas City that it's nice to have those type of things happen in the community or whatever. So yeah, I had forgot to say that, so I wanted to make sure I got that in there. Okay, so I want to talk about on this second half of the show, and y'all gotta let me know in the comments if you listening and you on here, comment and let me know. Are you trying to go to space? Right? Are y'all trying to go to space? I'm just trying to know if y'all trying to go to space, okay? Because so we didn't have let me get it here. I wanted to, read it to you guys, whatever, because, it's what we got going on. So the first guy was Richard Branson, right? And I had heard that Richard Branson, which he's a billionaire. So Richard, I had heard that he had been building this spaceship for like 15, 17 years or something, right? Because he took his own launch in his own spaceship into space. And you had Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, all these billionaires, right? They are trying to conquer this space thing. They said skip NASA. They building their own spaceships. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know, Elon Musk is the guy behind Tesla and everything like that. So they probably gonna have spaceships that drive themselves in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like that mug gonna navigate you straight to Mars. Like they wanna give tours. Like they wanna make it like a ride, like a tourism, type thing or whatever. So you can buy tickets, you can get on these ships, you can go to space, and hopefully you come back. You know what I'm saying? I hope you don't get stuck out there, because I don't know. You get stuck out there, I don't know what, and they said they're gonna be able to do this within like the next year. You know what I'm saying? Like they want this coming within the next year. Okay, I'm gonna tell them, have at it, baby. Because who ain't going is me. I ain't going. I am not going to space. I don't need to look down on the Earth. I ain't trying to see if it's life on Mars, on Pluto, on none of these, Jupiter, Saturn. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to see none of them other planets or whatever. I mean, I do think it's cool for all the flat earth people, like all the flat earthers, all the people that swore that the earth was flat, now they need to take a trip to space. You know what I'm saying? So tell me when you get up there if it look flat, you know what I'm saying? Or if it look round, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and take that trip up there and tell me, and I heard everybody on the radio, they like, so what, you want to go to space? Are you going to go to space or whatever? You buying the ticket, and then I'm like, how much is these tickets going to cost? How much is it going to cost to go to space? Like, really? How much is it going to cost to go to space? Y'all tell me what y'all think, how much it's going to cost to go to space. And then it's like, and then somebody was saying, I heard on the radio, it's like, so say you want one of these tours, right? But see, it got to be something about pregnant women or something. They probably ain't going to allow pregnant women on the thing, but they was just saying like a what if, because now it's, it's new, right? So it's like, what if they did allow pregnant women or whatever? So then what if you go up in space and you pregnant, and since the change with no oxygen or gravity or something, maybe it do something to your body and you go into labor and you have the baby in space, Like, oh my God, is the baby a citizen or is the baby an alien? Like, oh my goodness gracious. I just got so many questions. Like, what is gonna go on? It's like, what are you gonna do? So are they gonna start building stuff in space? Like shit, stuff, stores just floating around. So it's like, yeah, we about to go to the mall. That mug out of space. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you about to do out there? Are you just gonna go out there and float around in the darkness and look at Earth? You gonna eventually, man, if they get this outer space thing off the thing and they can start doing tours and they can start doing tours to outer space or whatever, eventually they're gonna go to Mars, then they're gonna be going to other planets, then they're gonna try to start setting up this stuff on other planets. And it's like, dang, so what if it is life? You know what I'm saying? Like other life out there on Mars and stuff like that. And then our people, they going up in there, they want to start messing with they world and stuff like that or whatever. What they trying to come over here messing with us? Like what? Why y'all trying to send the aliens over here? They know we ain't, who getting on the spaceship? Please tell me if y'all getting on the spaceships or whatever. Because I'm like, what if something happened? Like, I'm just not prepared. Like, the deaths that's gonna occur. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not prepared for this space journey, this space era, whatever. I'm just not prepared for this because it's just too much. Like, and now Jeff Bezos, he didn't make his I think he re-landed today. He came back, re-entered the atmosphere and stuff and whatever, and he came back today. So that's the second person. So now two billionaires then been out here in outer space and they own self-built spaceships and stuff like that. They got all this money, they building spaceships. You know. Now one thing I say our people should get in on right now is if you into stocks and you know what I'm saying, you find those companies that's gonna be building these things that's gonna have the technology to make these spaceships happen, to make these space trips happen and everything like that, and you invest some of your money on it and you hold it for the next 2 to 3 years because I'm telling you it's gonna go up because Europeans love doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they gonna go crazy for it. I'm gonna let them. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna go crazy for it. Outer space, heck yeah, they trying to get out there. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. Let them go. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not tripping. They can all move to Mars if they want to. You know what I'm saying? I would be fine with it. They can all move to Mars and we can just go ahead and have our heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? Because they, you know, they messing it up. So yeah. But yeah, so Richard, you know, Richard Branson, he was the first. He completed his successful spaceship trip. Jeff Bozo then completed his today. You know, he returned and perfectly fine. Um, yeah, yeah. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting to see what's gonna start happening next with the space launches and things like that. And I mean, you remember the military wanted to build like a space military, like a branch of the military that was for space. I'm pretty sure they're still doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what is they planning on about to start popping off in space that everybody trying to get to space? And then you want us to tour it and all kind of stuff like that. You know, then I'm thinking like, dang, didn't we just have problems with the ozone layer and stuff? So now y'all want to keep poking holes in it going to space? Like what? Like they trying to mess us up. Like what is really going on? Like we really need to know the science behind what's going on because how many times can they poke and stuff through that ozone layer and stuff talking about going to space before it causes some real problems down here on Earth? You know, like I just don't understand that the need of I don't want to say that the need of exploring because yes, we can explore, we can learn new things, you know what I'm saying, things like that for whatever. But what and he took some people to space with him, you know what I'm saying? They had the videos and all kind of stuff or whatever. But oh let's see, it says how high did they go? So they went around 282,000 feet above the Earth, which that says surpassing NASA's designated Earth space boundary of 50 miles. falling short of the Kevin line. Okay, so then it's like they gonna try to keep going further and further in space. You know what I'm saying? Well, y'all better not get out there and get stuck and have some dang manifest type things happening or whatever. They coming back, been gone for 5 years or something. Don't know how long they been gone. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going. I want to see if anybody out here that told me if they was going or not. But yeah, y'all, I'm not going. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Like I said, y'all need to just focus on investing. Our people, focus on investing in the batteries and the crafts and things that's gonna take for the spaceships to build the spaceships. Um, any of the companies that's gonna be behind these travels or and everything like that. Just keep an eye open for look out for that, research that, and make you some money. You know what I'm saying? Get you some money off of this while what's going on in the world. Even if you don't plan on participating in it. Sure, I didn't get the COVID vaccine, but I sure got stocks in the companies that made it. And they doing quite well. You know what I'm saying? Both companies. I didn't do Johnson and Johnson because I don't mess with that Johnson and Johnson. Y'all know I don't do that Johnson and Johnson. But yeah, so it's like even if you don't agree with it, if you don't support with it, if you even and if you do, that's even more reason to get into the stocks and stuff about it because we that's how it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow because they doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's happening. This is going down. Second trip was completed today. You know what I'm saying? So return safely and everything like that. Oh, this is going down within the next year. It definitely is. So be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of what's going on in the world. Be smarter and strategic about your planning your financial future. About what's going on in this world and make sure you got life insurance. Now, see, I'm gonna try to see if these life insurance gonna cover space trips and things like that. Like life insurance gonna be changing and things, and how much is the risk? Like what is the risk of survival? You know what I'm saying? How many people didn't actually die going to space trying to get to space? I'm gonna have to look that up. But apparently, regular old billionaires. That sounds funny even saying regular old billionaires, okay? Are out here building spaceships and going to space, y'all. And they about to try to offer us to go to space. I hope they don't bring back no diseases. You think it's diseases in space? Like, what if it's some stuff out there we not prepared for? Like, but I guess they don't get out the spaceships. But I don't know. They might try to start doing that next. Who knows how far they gonna take this actual space tour visit stuff or whatever. Might kind of attach you by a string and let you float on out there or whatever. But I guess you're not really exposed to, because ain't no oxygen. So you gotta have on, I guess, I don't know. Then next is gonna be Mars. I'm telling you, after they conquer this space traveling or space visit tourism stuff or whatever, next is gonna be Mars. They're gonna be trying to go to Mars and try to visit Mars and stuff like that. There was already some people talking about moving to Mars, so I don't know how big, I always, at first, I always thought this little space thing was kind of a conspiracy theory, like these people, they ain't not about to be doing that or whatever. Astronauts is a job, you know what I'm saying? People really go to space. So, whatever. And then, man, I might know, just to see if the earth is flat. No, I was one of my friends gonna take their phone up there and take a picture. Like you take a picture in space, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this is killing me. Like I can't believe these people really going to space. And they made it. It made it back. It's like how do you know where you're leaving out and where the point of entry, like, where you're at in the world to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of weird. It's like it gotta be some type of, I guess mathematics. Well, I guess we learned that from what's that movie? The Hidden Figures, right? Some type of mathematics, machines or whatever that can calculate, where to take off and how to come back in, so you'll be where you're supposed to be, you know, hopefully in the United States or whatever. I'll be like, what if I don't come back to the United States? What if we somewhere else? We thought it was the United States, but we in China. Like, what? Like, man, this is, I just don't know, y'all. Y'all got to tell me if y'all going to space. I need to know how many people is with space travel and who is willing to, you know, go see what it's all about or whatever. Because like I said, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here sooner than we know it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I hope you guys be smart, make good financial decisions because this is a good time in history. You know what I'm saying? This is one of these are the times when millionaires are made. You know, this is financial transitions. A lot of financial transitions going on, transactions, you know, a lot, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of exchange going on. So we got to make sure that we are not left out of it. So I'm definitely about to start doing some research on the companies that's with the, and I have them for y'all. I'll let y'all know what I find out. You know what I'm saying? Just stay tuned. Make sure y'all follow my Facebook page and my Instagram page and everything like that. Cause I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about it. I'm Tbeyb on everything. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find out for you so you know what to invest in, you know what to look out for and everything like that. Because I'm telling you, they gonna be taking these spaceships. People gonna be taking these trips to space, and I want to get paid for them going. Okay, I want to get paid for them building the machines, the whatever fuel you need to. I don't know what type of gas the rocket take, but whatever it is, I want to invest in it. You know what I'm saying? The batteries, the satellites, everything, all the stuff that it takes to run in to get these things into the machine that calculate the entry point. This is what I'm saying. It's like, how do you know where you're gonna come back at? You know what I'm saying? What if you leave the United States, you come back in China? Like, how do you know? Like, if you rotate it, how long you gonna stay out there? I don't even know how long these people are staying out there, but I guess the earth rotate, you know, 24 hours. That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? We have to find out if a lot of stuff they've been teaching us is real. For real, for real. You know, the earth being on an axle, spinning 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? All this time and stuff it takes. We have to really find out. Cause you know they going up there. They you know hopefully they got cell phone. That's another thing. How you gonna communicate? Yeah, are you gonna be able to communicate with the people down here on Earth? Still? I guess they already do that, you know, in the spaceship or whatever when they be, you know, going for NASA and stuff like that. But if my cell phone gonna work up there, like you talking about taking passengers, I'm talking about how I'm gonna communicate with my family. My cell phone don't even work on an airplane. How is my cell phone gonna work in space? You know what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense. You gotta turn your cell phone off on an airplane. How am I get on the spaceship? Like it just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like other countries start going up there, other people start going up there, they're gonna have to start having spaceship battles. Ooh, put a real ring on battleships. They gonna have spaceship battles and wars. Now I see why they building that military branch of the space for a space branch, space cadet, whatever, space military. You know what I'm saying? That's what they doing this for, because they about to really go up there and start messing up space. Just like they messed up the earth. Now they better go there and start messing up space. I can't believe this. I'm like, man, y'all just need to sit and chill, like be humans. Now they want to be aliens. Oh my God. Oh my God. Then they gonna go to Mars. Mars is next. Then they're gonna be trying to move to Mars. I'm like, oh my God. Then the people on Mars gonna try to come to Earth. No, we not switching. We are not switching. We no. Stay where you're at in your own space. Like if God wanted you on Mars, God would have put you on Mars. Like, no, you was meant to be on Earth. I don't know why you want to go somewhere else. Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm just hoping that the ozone layer can take all this stuff so that they don't start frying us for the ones who decide to stay here on Earth, and they don't just start messing us up, you know, poking all these holes in our ozone layer, going to space and stuff, you know. We was already having problems. We had to rebuild it, you know what I'm saying? Now they have to start messing it up again. It's ridiculous. Anyway, That's my time. I gotta get up out of here with y'all. But just real quick before I do, ye are children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother had given you suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that bonded you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace.